And welcome to the Gardener's Corner, and I'm David Smith for DoingItLocal.com. It's brought to you by Ganims Garden Center, Kings Highway Cutoff in Fairfield, Advice Council, and so much more. Beautiful plantings, and Lee Ganim, of course, the king of Ganims, is with us here. This is just beautiful already, in spite of what today is a chill day. It's going to be warm before you know it, and these azaleas are going to be popping like crazy.
Actually, the azaleas are popping very, very early. Normally, the azaleas are timed out to bloom around the middle of May. We have some beautiful lilac trees up on the hill. We have all this nursery stock here and beautiful weeping red maples. And then we have a whole assortment of hydrangeas. And hydrangeas are very interesting because the hydrangea business has changed over the years. Your old-fashioned hydrangeas that Mom had, if you cut them to the ground in the fall, they never bloom the next spring. We have a solution for that. We have a whole series called the Endless Summers. And they bloom off of old and new wood, so that even if you screw up and you cut them back, they'll still bloom for you. Of course, we still have the old standbys. Plus, we can even get into more hydrangeas that bloom much later in the summer and into the fall. So it's a very large field. Again, a lot of this stuff these are all new introductions. These are all genetically been enhanced to make them bigger, faster, stronger, more bloom, more everything. So more resistance to whatever, more hardiness. So this is a constant ongoing with the University of Connecticut, for instance, has a whole department on this stuff. They have a brand new, very hardy rhododendron. So every year there are hundreds of new introductions that we try to keep up with. It's almost like being a doctor. You have to keep up with the medical journal.
Well, science is trying to make it easier for the gardener and more successful for the gardener.
Yeah, but I'm getting too old to remember all this stuff. All the stuff I learned 40 years ago is still here, but now there's many more new things that we have. And we spend the whole winter looking up new varieties. So when the folks come in and say, do you have this and this? Yes, of course we do, or we don't have it because it doesn't do well.
But we could get it.
But we can get it for you when it's available.
Do we have to worry about the cold ground to put in azaleas or any of these
actually,
other things?
any of your shrubbery, this is the perfect time of the year to plant them. The only thing is the long-term maintenance, again, is back to that watering. And the key issue is you water these things once a week, give them one bath versus 7 showers. That's what we believe in, or giving them at least an inch of water. And your lawn, for instance, also goes all by that rule, and your vegetable garden. So pretty much this business is 1 inch once a week, a good bath instead of 7 showers.
Let's talk a little bit more about the hydrangeas, because the hydrangeas are absolutely gorgeous. When they work, they work. The deer in my neighborhood love
You'll
my
never
hydrangea.
see a bloom.
I never saw a hydrangea. They ate them that quick.
Well, you can put a deer. We have deer repellents for that too.
I'm going to use that.
You're going to use that stuff. That's good stuff. Next time.
But as you suggest, they can change colors, and you can change the colors for them, right?
On macrophylla or mop heads, yes, that is attainable by adding lime or adding sulfur. The pH scale you remember from high school, where 7.0 is water, 4.0 is acid, and 8.0 is alkaline. So if, for instance, if we took a hydrangea, blue hydrangea, come naturally blue because the soil is more acidic, and we added lime to it, if we can get it at 6.5 to 6.8, we can achieve purple. So we go from blue to purple. If we go to 7.0, we can achieve white. And if we go to 8.0, we can get pink. If we go a little higher, we can get red. But it takes a lot of time to adjust that soil or change that soil composition pH-wise to bring the levels up and down. It's really a science, but it's a lot of fun. You can actually have one plant, and if you put lime on one side and sulfur on the other side, you can have a two-tone hydrangea.
Oh, and while you're thinking of green and growing things, like things you'll find at Ganims, don't forget Ganims Florist Shop, where they can send things around the corner, around the world, courtesy of Teleflora. And they do it in such a beautiful way. It's Ganims Garden Center. You'll find them at 320 Kings Highway Cutoff in Fairfield. Stop in and visit with them, and call them at 333-5226. It's Ganims Garden Center and Florist.